The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, just to make sure you're texting the right thing in to get entered, because this is huge for Måneskin at the Allstate Arena. Text BEG. Like the song, you know, I'm begging. You beg for money. B-E-G.
Or begging strips.
Begging
like you're done. That's what it makes me think of when I hear the word begging. I love you, I love begging. I love you, I love begging. Remember that commercial?
I do remember that commercial.
Oh.
It's adorable. But I want to make sure it's B-E-G. People are texting bag, different things. I get it that your phone has autocorrect, but text BEG to 312-591-8300 for your chance at Måneskin tickets. Incredible live band. It blows my mind that just a year ago at Lollapalooza, we had a pop-up with them at Reggie's, where me and you did Jesse Reyes a couple weeks ago for the Lollapalooza pop-up. To see Måneskin in a setting that small, and they brought their entire stage amplification system into Reggie's, which holds about 500 people. They didn't need all that, but they brought like the setup for the Allstate Arena in there, and it was so loud, but it was so good. They are incredible performers. So text BEG, just one of the bands you can see as part of the Golden Ticket right now to 312-591-8300. And speaking of Lollapalooza, kind of people saying stole the show. Noah Khan, Val Drunk. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. You ever take for granted people that do a service for you? You just go through the day, you want your day's screwed, right? Your day is very busy, and you go through it, and you want to use a service, whatever it may be, and you kind of go through it quickly. But then once in a while, you stop and see something happen to that person that's in the service industry of some sort, and you go, wow, they've got it rough. And this is kind of one of those moments with this piece of audio. It's a woman Uber driver in Chicago dealing with a drunk passenger. And I think a lot of people, good for you to take Uber. You should take Uber and Lyft and the rideshare services. Do not drive drunk, of course. But then the person that has to deal with your ass, and, you know, if you're just out of control. And this is the audio of an Uber driver just trying to control. This girl does an incredible job of controlling the situation, being alone driving the car. And I'm sure people that drive and listening right now can relate.
Sit down in your seat.
Why?
Go sit down in your seat.
Where is she?
Nobody else in the car. Please sit down in your seat.
Where is she?
Rosie, please sit down in your seat. Thank you.
I'm good.
Okay. I don't want to have to end the ride.
I'm gonna jump up there.
No, you're not going to jump up there.
I'm going to do.
No. As soon as I get to an exit that I can safely pull.
So pull.
As soon as I get to an exit, ma'am.
Ma'am?
I'm not leaving you on the side of the freeway in your inebriated state.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
I would have been in prison.
If you were the driver?
Yes.
Because where would you left her on the Kennedy?
Yeah, I'd be like, jump out, I dare you. I want to see. I bet you can fly.
She was trying to jump into the front seat and sit next to her from the back seat being wasted. There's a video of that
annoying.
too.
I feel like I've been obviously drunk in my life, and I've never been that heinous of a person. I just went to sleep.
Yeah.
Usually the rideshare is like, we're here. I'm like, oh, okay.
Wake up, Kenzie.
Yeah.
You're home.
Thank you so much.
I'll lift you up gently and take you to your bed and tuck you in.
That's the most ruckus I caused.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So I promised the word again for you if you missed it. So keep texting BEG, as in I'm begging, B-E-G, to 312-591-8300. That's your chance to go see Måneskin at the Allstate Arena. Friday, September 23rd. Our great friends at Live Nation work with us on all the Golden Ticket shows. So the Golden Ticket, access to everything we do for a year. Text BEG to 312-591-8300. In case the producer came in, we had a long list for him of projects to get done today. And what people might not be aware of is he also puts the podcast together every hour.
I thought we were doing takeaways. We have a whole other thing to do here.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No,
the show never ends.
About another 15 minutes. Just hang in there, girl.
Jesus.
It's going to be okay.
Okay, Case, what do you got?
Just hydrate a little bit. You're going to be fine.
Jeez.
So there's a lot of new people, as we know in the text line. We see that. We appreciate the new listeners, or maybe just need a little reminder of you hear something on the show. For example, I learned so much about chickens and the 6 o'clock hour and roosters and eggs.
Yeah, so, you know, like Brian said, we have so many new listeners that have joined us over the last few months and even over the last few weeks with Q101's Golden Ticket. And it dawned on me yesterday as I was talking to our boss and referenced something on the show. and he didn't understand the reference, that sometimes we need to slow down and explain some of the things we do here. And the big thing that I want to explain is the Q101 Morning Crew podcast, which can be found anywhere you listen to podcasts. And it's the entire show. So if you just got in your car and are listening now, and this is the time you listen every day, there's a whole party that happens in the 6 a.m. hour and the 7 a.m. hour and the 8 a.m. hour that is really enjoyable. Not that what we're doing now is not great, but there's Kenzie's ready to go home.
Nobody wants to be at a party for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
But I would recommend, especially today of all days, the 6 a.m. podcast hour where Brian and myself, not on mic, but behind Brian, learned so much about chickens, roosters, eggs, the whole 9 yards. A fascinating discussion that everybody should give it a listen to.
I felt like the tease sounded better before we said it on air. Anybody else? Because they were like, the chickens were fascinating. I'm like, no, it was better. Like, you had to be there.
Yeah, no. Well, if you can be there, if you go to the podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
And get it. It all started because Mundelein is going to start having chicken coops in backyards, and it upsets me because chickens are just disgusting and evil.
Yeah, no, they're
What's
terrible.
What's wrong with you? Oh, my God. What is your guys' deal with the chickens?
As pets, disgusting.
Ugh, gross.
Awful. So
anyway,
gross.
go to the podcast, subscribe. Anywhere you get your podcasts, it's house@q101.com. But, whatever you do, go to Spotify, whatever. It's on there, everywhere you would go.
Yeah, it's the entire show. There's a lot of funny stuff that, again, maybe your commute's 20 minutes. You don't realize some of the other fun stuff that happens here. But I would recommend giving it a listen. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of funny stuff happens. I like it. What's up, Kenzie?
If you're super new, what happens is the three of us, we talk. Starting at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's a whole show.
Are you doing new people to radio? People that don't know what a radio
New to
is?
audio.
Sometimes you're allowed to text or call, and we hit some juicy topics. We give away tickets. And we play music. Not as much as I'd like.
Yeah, Kenzie wants breaks. You think the history of this show, you think I like union breaks?
That's true.
Holy cow, Kenzie's taking it to a new level. She wants the union couch.
Oh, you just play one song, and I'm like, I just got done talking. I just wanted a second.
She didn't get the concept of that. It's a talk show. We play some music and we talk.
But it's primarily talk.
It's a talk show on the radio.
So what does that mean?
I mean, come on. What's the main purpose of it? You know what I mean? Come on.
Talking.
Okay. Raise your hand if you like music.
Oh, Jesus.
Raise your hand on an audio format.
We play a good amount of music. We're fine.
People love music.
You love breaks.
But people, it's not about me. It's about the people. Right?
Of course you're a woman of the people. We know that. All right, Jimmy Eat World tonight at the Salt Shack.
I'll be there. Come say hi.
Find Case at the show. That's going to be amazing. They are incredible live. Enjoy. It's Brian and Kenzie and Case on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and Dougie Styles in for Lauren today.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
What's going on, bud?
Not too much, man. Just another beautiful day. Unfortunately, the Northsiders didn't get it done last night.
No, they did not. But one more game tonight for the Cubbies, and of course, it's just more important about the NL wild card and all that stuff. But I'm sure you'll talk about that later in the show.
Yeah, and we got the golden ticket.
Hell yeah. Another chance to golden ticket coming up here with Dougie every hour. Remember, your chance to get to everything Q101 does for an entire year, plus you win an awesome concert just for qualifying. But let's get our takeaways out of the way. Takeaways from today's show with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Chef Sean, check to him. Takeaway. Kenzie doesn't want to talk on the morning talk show.
I just feel like people love music, and we're just so against it.
We play a fair amount of music.
No, we
It's all.
don't.
Yes, we do. Kenzie
Is that
wants,
her being a little lazy then?
No, she just needs, needs a little union break. I talk about my
Union
union
break,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, a little union break in there.
All right, takeaway. Angel texted and said Kenzie feels like she's on a live podcast.
Pretty much.
I'm exhausted, you know?
Appreciate your takeaways. Also, takeaway, you don't need a rooster to eat scrambled eggs.
I told you.
I don't get that at all. Again, go to the podcast at 6 a.m. hour. I learned more about chickens today than I've ever learned before.
Why are you grossed out by? Are you grossed out by
chickens are disgusting.
Like you don't eat chicken?
Oh, I love chicken. That's why we should kill. Eating them is good.
But you don't like creating the chicken dish?
I don't want people having chickens in their backyard, which Mundelein is starting to make things where you can have chicken coops. We found out today that
really?
St. Charles actually lets you have chickens in your yard.
Eggs are very expensive. So if you buy a chicken, maybe this is, saving you a couple bucks.
I'm willing to spend extra money to not have chickens in my neighbor's backyard. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, Dougie?
Hey, now I know what to buy you. When's your birthday? When's Christmas?
I don't want chicken. I don't want
Kenzie, you want to roll in with me? We'll buy him.
No, I'm absolutely going to buy him a chicken.
We have to, right? Like I'm going to Google that right now.
I'm already DMing Megan.
Don't do that. You miss a moment, miss a lot. Go to the Q101 Brian and Kenzie podcast, Q101.com, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.